Zoe's garden. On today's episode, I just wanted to show you my Japanese cucumber and the yard or Asian long beans. So here is one of them, as you can see, and I have a second one right here. Now I started off actually pinching off the suckers, and I was doing that for a while, and it wasn't really producing, and I just kind of left it alone to go crazy, and now I've actually got better fruit production. So to prune or not to prune, I think you gotta leave it up to the individual, because sometimes it just doesn't work out. I started off with good intentions, pruning off all the suckers until they got to the top. Then I looped it back around and started pruning the suckers. But I wasn't really getting much production on the fruit set. So now I just let it do its thing and just cut off any disease or questionable leaves. And it seems to be doing fine. Same thing with my Asian long beans. I started off with good intentions, doing the pruning, try not to let too much side vines grow, but you know, it wasn't producing. So now that I let it just go crazy, I am getting some long beans. Let's see if you see any on this side. Nothing on this side. I think I cut a lot of it. That's mainly on the other side. You can see some pods kind of up there. But this is my arugula. I think it's about past its prime now. I'm not really harvesting much anymore. And this is my first year growing romaine lettuce. Honestly, I don't think it's worth the trouble. I don't think I'm going to grow it again. Especially when they were seedlings, it was a pain in the butt. But even now, not looking that great. But you know, you just have to try out what vegetable and plants you like and go from there. This is some Vietnamese or Asian basil. If you ever go to like a restaurant that serves pho, or you go to the Asian grocery store, pick off all the leaves, eat them, leave one or two leaf on a stalk, stick them in the dirt, and see what happens. This is exactly what I did. I did not buy a plant. My mom just gave me some Vietnamese basil after she made a meal out of the basil from the grocery store, and she said just stick it in the dirt and it'll start growing, and sure enough they did. Same here, just stuck in the dirt, they started rooting. I mean, what do you gotta lose? You'll lose some will die, but better than nothing. It's free plants, right? This is my lacinato kale. It's doing okay, not as big as I thought it would be. This is my curly kale. It's actually done a lot better than the lacinato kale. And here's my long Asian eggplant. This is my first year growing it, and I can say for the return on investment on the time and fertilizing and what, this I would actually grow again. It's produced a lot. I haven't had to hand pollinate. I've watched some videos where it talked about, you know, hand pollinating it, shaking it with a vibrating toothbrush, using a Q-tip. I just left it alone, and it seems to be doing just fine. It's produced a lot of eggplant through the years. I mean, through these months, and I was definitely grow it again next year. And here's some more of that Asian long eggplant. And this is only 3 plants, and it's produced more than enough. I actually had to give some away to my friends, family. Here's some more of that Vietnamese basil. I just stuck it in the ground and it took root and started growing. And this is the recap of the other part of my garden. From early in the season, I had showed you guys my zucchini and yellow squash. And honestly, I don't think I'm going to grow these again. This is my first year, and I've heard that you can, pretty much produce enough zucchini and squash in one plant to feed one family. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I have another one somewhere, 9, 10 plants. And honestly, it hasn't produced as much, or the fruit has not set. I don't know if it's a pollination issue, it's a lack in magnesium issue. I've tried it all. I did the calcium, I did the magnesium, I've done the hand pollinate, and I'm getting a lot of female flowers, but I'm just not having the female flowers actually come to full maturity. I'm getting a lot of blossom end rot. And then later in the season, it's nice and muggy and humid here in Houston. As you can see, I got a lot of powdery mildew. And I've tried the organic route. I did the hydrogen peroxide. I actually did the milk. I did do the baking soda. And, you're supposed to kind of test some of the leaves, and you can see some of the leaves did not like the organic method. Some of them was okay. Some of them wilted, but I'm impatient. I probably should have tested one plant, but I didn't want to. I figured, you know what? If you're going to live, you're going to live. If you're not going to make it, you're not going to make it. So this one started off pretty well, but it started getting powdery mildew again. So this is the update on my garden in mid-July. Thanks for watching. If you like it, subscribe or share.